Hey guys, how the heck are you? Welcome back to the channel. The channel Entrepreneur's Journey, or the ADHD Entrepreneur, or I have no idea what I'm going to call this channel. So if you have any suggestions and you're following along with us, then feel free to put it in the comments below, because I am trying to keep an open mind. All I know is I want to talk to you guys and put some videos out there. So today I want to talk about what kind of started this whole adventure for me recently. So I've always been all over the place, but recently I finally got around to reading the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So if you have not read this book, then that's your first goal. Like, you don't even need to watch the rest of this video. You need to go read that book as soon as possible. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So that was kind of how this started in this entrepreneur journey and this YouTube. And the book was just really a major eye opener. It was crazy. I see the world in like a different viewpoint now. My thoughts on money before were just completely wrong and backwards and holding me back, just like it does everyone else. It's wild. The book itself is written from, obviously, Robert Kiyosaki's viewpoint as he grew up. He had what he calls his two fathers, his rich dad and his poor dad. His rich dad didn't start off rich and didn't start off with a great education, but knew he wanted to create wealth and be that kind of person. And it shows him teaching Robert all these lessons that he learned, and eventually his father becomes like uber mega rich and continues to impart this wisdom upon Robert. Whereas his other dad, for a catchy title, they call him his poor dad, but he was actually a very, very well educated dad in based off of school academics. He was super educated. You know, he was a superintendent, he was a teacher, he did all of that. He was very, very smart, but he was not financially smart. So seeing the dichotomy of these two different perspectives is just eye-opening. Most of us grew up kind of with that academic viewpoint, not even really looking into the world of finances at all. So we never really had the opportunity to make the choice between poor dad or rich dad. We all just grew up basically with the poor dad mentality. When I say we all grew up with a poor dad mentality, that isn't to insult anyone or anything like that. It's more so, it's kind of what our education system is based off of. Most of us know that our education system is based off of the Prussian system, the Prussian school system. So it was formed around the 18th or 19th century. And then halfway through the 19th century, the United States picked it up, started studying it. It was like, hey, this will be great for us. And you know, at the time, it was revolutionary. It did a lot for us. Taught everybody the basics, got them on the same level, created a little bit of organization. It was really useful at the time. But you have to keep in mind that that entire system is made to create order, to create efficiency, to make sure that equality is greater than fairness. Everything is the same. So it has a heavy, heavy emphasis on discipline and a heavy emphasis on obedience. In a lot of situations, this is great. It helps, but not so much for the entrepreneur. You will not get ingenuity from obedience. The job of an entrepreneur is to solve problems. That's what we do. You find a problem that hasn't been solved yet, you solve it for as many people as possible. You find a way to monetize it. You're doing good, making the world a better place, and you're making your living while you do it. That's what we do. We're the creatives. So when you're taught to be a worker ant or a worker bee, it kind of goes against that. You know, if Steve Jobs had just decided to follow everyone and go with the flow, I wouldn't even have this phone to record everything going on. Step one on the entrepreneur journey, at least from my book, is to change your perspective. I need to change my perspective. And the only way to do that is to research others' perspectives. You have to explore other ideas, other ways of looking at things. The hard truth of it is you have to fundamentally change who you are if you want to achieve what you want to achieve. If you were already the person that you had to be to achieve those things, then you would already have that. You would already be where you want to be. So you have to change. You can't get where you're going by being or by doing the same thing you've already done. Now, I see this a lot with entrepreneurs, small businesses. You know, my friends starting up, doing this and that, and they go from A to B and they see some success and they're really excited and they're like, oh, wow, I'm going to keep doing that because that's what got me from A to B. And they keep doing it and things stagnate. You got from A to B, that was great, but you're not going to get from B to C doing the same thing you already did. You have to do more. You have to get better. You have to change. Go read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let me know what you think. Mind blowing. If you're one of those persons that changes your mind, then you're probably in the right spot. And I will catch you in the next video.